Thank you for watching the Whittemore Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your host Edward McQueen and April Garner.
Brother Edward.
The sign says it's time for broadcast.
It is definitely time for the broadcast. We passed time for the broadcast, but we made it.
Yeah, we made it.
Yeah.
I got to congratulate you. You're looking a little spiffy over there today.
Am I? Maybe it's the hair. It's the hair.
Yeah.
My curls. Yes, the natural is flourishing, and I have a purple background.
I'll tell you, coming off of this fabulous network program this past Friday.
Oh, yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, good afternoon, good evening to our viewing audience. Welcome to our program. And there's been a slight change in our program today due to some emergencies by our guest. We apologize for that. And our guest Shirley did apologize. He certainly wanted to, and he regrets not being able to show him. But we're going to move forward. And I hope you're going to like what we're going to present to you. Some things that we've been wanting to tell you for a while, and some of the new things that are happening that you need to know about in the event you did not get them. Mostly relative to, I don't know, the number of you that are aware of the magazine. Of course, that's what our power program that you're looking at now is based on, the Community Magazine Hour. So, we usually start, and I would be remiss if we didn't start off by sending our condolences and our well wishes to our sick and shut in. That's important. That's important to us. So we start jurisdictionally, for lack of a better word. So we like to start alphabetically, but we're going to start with Allentown and Aner. But starting in South Carolina first, in North Carolina, of course, we are global as you're watching.
Yes.
And welcome to those of you who are beyond South Carolina and beyond the United States. Okay. We usually start with local condolences and stuff like that. So alphabetical, like I said, Aner, Marion, Longs, Mullins. A lot of you are familiar with those who are familiar with our program. Long South, Chesterfield, Little River.
Did you say Allentown?
I said Allentown. Yeah.
You said Allentown? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Allentown. Okay.
We really want to get some feedback if you didn't say Allentown.
I know, right? Cool Springs and Carver's Bay.
We want to touch everybody. Homewood area, Cochran. Gresham, South Carolina. Green Sea, Lawrence, Tabor City, in North Carolina, but Myrtle Beach, South Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Merle's Inlet, Paul's Island. Oh man, the hand community over there, Poplar community. We already said Little River, so.
Yeah, Big River.
All right. So, and Georgetown has been heavily involved here recently. Georgetown, South Carolina, Choppy, Hemingway, Charleston, of course, Goose Creek. No, can't leave out Goose Creek.
All right, Goose Creek, welcome.
Goose Creek. Plantersville, Choppy, Jackson Village down there, building this brand new Christian facility on Jacksonville Road. Congratulations to them, almost finished. Eddie Village, there's a lot of togetherness down there. So, and so on. So, if we left out your jurisdiction, hey, if you're looking on email, on Facebook, send us a chat. We'll in your comments, and we'll certainly post it, and we'll verbalize on it. Okay. Oh, the capital. Oh, capital of Conway.
Well, we already know what that is.
They know what it is?
They should.
They should. All right.
But looks like we have a challenge in the comment section. The new capital of Conway, Dr. Winston D. McIver says is the Hill. The Hill.
Oh,
but
man.
Of course, I will debate. We need to put a little sugar on that and say Sugar Hill.
Put the sugar on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you anyway.
I think he meant Sugar Hill.
No, I think he meant the Hill. Yeah, I think he meant the Hill area. Yeah.
Welcome to our newscast. We'll call it newscast.
That's the Hill race path.
Yeah.
That's what he meant.
So, doctors are probably researching right now about COVID-19. There he is.
He lives,
ready to propagate it.
COVID-19.
Yeah, getting ready to propagate it this Friday, coming on network.
Mm-hmm.
We're keeping everybody updated. That's very important.
Mm-hmm.
So, April, in view of our unexpected program change, the new edition of the magazine, the September edition of the magazine, encompasses what focuses on a nursing shortage. Okay, we had someone on the program about two weeks ago, I believe, and we talked about the nursing and the nursing shortage, and we're talking about my dear sister Winifred Anderson, and she gave us a good synopsis. I'll use the word, for lack of a better word, of what entails what the nursing situation is now, and when she was a nurse, and gave us her analysis. Okay, and based on that, so the magazine took it up to do a little research, and with the help of Winifred Anderson, by the way, and others, we did a part one. You have to call it part one because there's so much, and we left out. We didn't do it intentionally, but there are some other nurses in the county who, no doubt, needs to be focused upon because they're doing a fantastic job amid this virus. So we decided to have our cover magazine on the historical role of Black nurses in Horry County. We call it part one again for lack of information, and we call it "We're Standing on the Shoulders of Giants." And as you see, there are four of those giants. What can we say about them? Sarah Graham, registered nurse. She is presently with us. I mean, she's currently with us. She just celebrated 96 years. Okay, so we still call her Nurse Graham. Okay, the late Miss Ida Hughes, registered nurse. Miss Georgia Lance, registered nurse, and Miss Annie Hickman, registered nurse. They all of late to us. So we just want to kind of glaze upon it and kind of let you know what what we came up with in the magazine, and took out some important parts. We're talking about 28 pages of something, 28-page magazine. So we took out some very important parts, and we thought that that you needed to see what the shoulders are that some of our Black nurses are standing upon today. And I would like to say nurses, okay, in general. I mean, these were all registered nurses 50 years ago or more, 60 years ago. Okay, so what do you want to do, April? Want to kick it off?
Well, you already have, but I think it's important to let our viewers know why we are, covering some of the articles that you published in the magazine, and just to talk a little bit more about this piece of the Whittemore Community Magazine concept. So since he didn't kick it off that way, I'm going to kind of give you a little backstory. Yeah, I'm give you a little backstory. Now, for those of you who do not know, Brother Edward, who sits in the chair, he is the publisher of the Whittemore Community Magazine. And Brother Edward, when did you first publish the magazine?
We started in 1999.
In 99, okay. And so 1999. So when we say grassroots community news, this is what we're talking about, and it truly is a grassroots publication. Brother Edward actually does the production himself, and he gathers photos. I don't know if you guys have seen Brother Edward around here, but if there is an event or something major going on, typically he puts on his photographer's cap, and he has the camera and his camera bag and everything, and he gets out to all of these events and happenings, and he takes pictures, which, if you think about it, it becomes a historical account of everything that's going on in our community, especially the Black community. But there's also contributors to the magazine, people who submit articles for Brother Edward to review and to make decisions on whether or not to publish them. And so, showing you a little snippet from the magazine is a way for you to kind of pull all the pieces together. The Whittemore Community Magazine live show isn't just a live stream. We were a radio show, but due to COVID-19, we had to become a live stream across the internet out of necessity. But there's still a hard copy. Well, now we're back to printing a hard copy edition of the actual magazine. It's also available in PDF format, and it's available for a subscription. So this is a good way for you to get news that is, and I did not coin the phrase, so I have no rights to this phrase, but news that is for us and by us. Okay. You'll find lots of information in this magazine every single month. As a matter of fact, page 2 has always been dedicated to our medical report, and the late great Dr. William Hughes, he was the main contributor for that particular page. And so that the medical contribution still lives on in the magazine. And then throughout the magazine, you're going to see the supporters or the advertisers. You'll also see articles that are not only local in nature, but you'll also see some national news and things that are happening regionally. And so, kudos to Brother Edward for actually putting this magazine together every single month. And again, it is available, by subscription. It's a donation to the magazine. And I'm happy to always tell people that the contributions to the magazine go back into the magazine, and it's used to produce this publication and to also support, for example, the summer jobs program and any other types of programs that are produced by the Whittemore Community Magazine. So I just want to kind of give everybody a little background on that, just in case you're wondering, like, what are they doing? But as
you left yourself out. You're a contributor.
Yeah, I am a contributor. I am a contributor.
You try to be so modest.
Well, listen, because it's not about me. I am a contributor, and that was just out of the graciousness of Brother Edward and Sister Joella allowing me to first be a guest on their shows almost 5 years ago, and then it turned into hey, come on and join me as my co-host, and I've been having fun ever since. And so this is my community give back, and I enjoy doing this with Brother Edward and Sister Joella each week. And we used to be on Wednesdays, and now somebody asked me the other day, Brother Edward, are you guys still broadcasting? And that tells you that there's some radio listeners who have yet to kind of come up to the digital age. And I said, well, we're working on a solution for that, so don't worry about that. But now we're Mondays at 7 p.m., as you all know. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understands what we're going to be covering today, showing you the magazine cover. There's a different cover each month. And then we'll get into just a few of the news articles that we decided to pull today just to share with you. But if you are interested in subscribing to the magazine, I'll put up the information in a banner in just a few minutes while Brother Edward is talking about one of the articles, and also the subscription costs. But really the easiest way to find out more about the magazine is to go to the WCMagazine.net website. So that's WCMagazine.net. You will find actually the full copy of the magazine as a PDF. You can click on the image. The image will be the cover of this magazine, and you'll be able to see the entire magazine. And, I'm going to say this, and I know it might sound a little crazy for our listeners, but interestingly enough, the most popular pages in our magazines just happens to be the obits, right? And we hear that all the time, but you have to remember that it's really, this magazine is probably the only way that people are really finding out about what's going on in our community, and what's happening with our friends, our family, and the residents in our community. So it's a way to just kind of keep up with everything that impacts us. And so it's if you're ever considering supporting this, you definitely won't be disappointed. And Brother Edward always talks about Sister Janara Falk, who is she's actually the treasurer of the Whittemore Community Magazine, and so she helps him keep the money in order. But my role as a contributor, since he brought it up, is basically to assist with the live broadcast, and then I also from time to time will lend an article or whatever to the magazine. So again, just want to give kudos to Brother Edward for his efforts ever since 1999 to basically publish Black news. And I think that that's a wonderful thing, especially for Horry County. So that's what I have to say about Brother Edward.
April, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, not just mention, but she's a real contributor, Ms. Marjorie McIver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I mean, she comes up with these articles. I mean, and these is histories, historical data, and just all the things that are happening. A lot of things that are happening.
Major contributor.
Oh yeah, she's major, man. So kudos to Miss Marjorie McIver. And we go back and forth whenever we're getting a story prepared, and she kind of like keeps me on my toes sometimes, a lot of times, I guess. But many kudos to her, and the rest of the contributors as shown on that page 4. So we want to come through some pages and just give people a little highlight of like you said, of a few pages that were extracted to what we thought would be of much interest to you all.
Mm-hmm.
So that we had Cookie, as you can see on that page, what we call it Cookie, but it's Mary Goins, and she is the director of the neighborhood services in Myrtle Beach. And man, she keeps Myrtle Beach flying, I'll tell you. I mean, Cookie will find something that her office, which is the Office of Neighborhood Services, what they put on, and she keeps things going. A lot on Myrtle Beach, and a lot of people just don't hear about them. Okay, and simply because it's just 15 miles away, and a lot of times, the flagship broadcasts or flagship stations and news stations, they sometimes they can't see fit to squeeze things like that in, so that's where we come in for you all, okay, for you, our viewers and our listeners, and we just think that it's important that you don't miss out on stuff like this. People who are doing great things like that, and so. But anyway, on that particular page is Miss Mary Cookie Goins, and again, she's the director. And the photo you see there is one of the historical Myrtle Beach Color School Museum and Education Center. I'm walking on the streets and hearing people say they don't know what that is. They don't know where it is. Okay, but there's some amazing things that are in there, but at this particular day, which is depicted below in on all the photographs, this was the day that they unveiled the memorials that Cookie talked about. Was it last week? I think. Yeah, last week. On what there, and Whittemore Community Magazine was there, and we took some photos, and it had to show you an array of people that were standing around with masks. They were seated on the lawn in front of the Color School Museum, and it was something that was so remarkably put together. And kudos to Cookie and her neighborhood services organization in Myrtle Beach, and all the support that she had gotten. When what you see there is the beginning of unveiling the mural, and then on the right of that is the actual mural. If you drive down Joe White Highway, Joe White Avenue in Myrtle Beach, you'll see it on the left as you're going to the beach. On 10th Avenue, and it was just something, and we just want to congratulate her, and we've done it. We did on our program last week, but again, we just and also her coordinator, Ms. Frida. Frida, I don't want to give him Frida Funny.
Right, Frida Funny.
Right, Frida Funny. And Frida, she just did a fantastic job. She's about the third person that's speaking there in the middle there. And she's one of those fantastic coordinators. Among the others that are shown there, they all were a part of that. On the right there was Miss Martha Canty, who's Cookie's sister, who gave a good historical narrative of the challenges that they had when they were integrating Myrtle Beach High School. And she caught the attention of a lot of people. I mean, it was quiet and when she was talking, but she did a good narrative of it and gave a rundown of some of the challenges, some of the successes also that had occurred. Okay, so there you have it. There, it's we just had to put that one in there. And that's we just thought it was worth it to let you, our audience, know that what was going on over there in Myrtle Beach, and Cookie is the one to do that. And you can have if you go to the link. First, you can call it Neighborhood Services if you have something that you think Neighborhood Services can assist you with in doing activities in Myrtle Beach itself. You can give the services office a call at 843-918-1062. I want to say that again, 843-918-1062. And if you want to go on the website, it's www.facebook.com, I guess, hashtag beachside chats. Okay. Please, go to our website, wcmagazine.net, and you can get a little more clarity in terms of websites and anything else that any questions you want to ask on that. Okay. So.
Right. So next, there was Reverend Dr. James R. Matthews celebrating his 16th pastoral appreciation. So, Brother Edward, tell him what happened there.
Man, they did something for him. I'll tell you. They did something for him over there. There were cars. Cars were doing the clapping. Okay. When there was cars clapping. You can see the photo, the panoramic photo at the top. There, not at the top, but in the middle, and shows you the array of how the cars were parked, and how things were set up, and they turned out for him. That was on August 30th, by the way, and it started at 7:30 a.m. All right, everybody was on time.
Did they serve breakfast? That was early.
Yeah.
They served breakfast.
Yeah. So they did. Okay. And Reverend Dr. James R. Matthews is the lead servant there. You see his photo up at the top up there. And he, along with his wife, was celebrating his 16th pastoral appreciation. His wife, Ms. Victoria Matthews, they've done a terrific job for 16 years over at Chesterfield. I haven't heard anything negative about that place yet since about him. So again, take a peek at the photos down at the bottom there, where they took the liberty of showering the First Lady, Miss Victoria Matthews, with gifts from certain members of the congregation. It was really a sight to see, and a number of community participants, politicians spoke. They are congratulating Reverend Matthews on 16 years at the church. And at the bottom there, you see where, because of the virus, usually they would assemble in the fellowship hall, which is a huge fellowship hall, by the way. But they brought them outside, gave them had stacked some to-go dinners, barbecue ribs there. They had chicken, I think fish, I believe.
That's your thing, fish.
But I didn't eat anything. So, but it just turned out so successfully well. And again, the applause. I think the honking for the cars must have been heard mile for mile. And, in lieu of clapping, applauding, the cars just started blowing. I mean, it's honking its horn and gone, man. So again, I mean, it was congratulations to him. Okay, Reverend Dr. James R. Matthews,
right.
Baptist Church. He's the lead servant there. So
okay, all right. And so, you want to go to a little quick commercial break before we go to another article, or what would you like to do?
Yeah. Let's remind our audience that we regret not having our scheduled guest, Dr. Hodges, and he really wanted to be here. He's really regretful about it, and
he had an emergency. He's still working.
Yeah. Emergency came up, and he had to go at the office at 6 o'clock, and one of those things. So it's he couldn't help it, and we couldn't help it. So, but he had a lot to say on the safe dental practices amid this the COVID-19. Okay, so we can go to.
We're rescheduling.
Yeah, and he said we better reschedule him. He said we better reschedule him. So and we will. Okay. So let's go to commercial break, can we?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right, we'll be right back.
For all of your insurance needs, home, auto, and life, see how it feels to be on a #1 team with Tony McAfee of State Farm Insurance. Call Tony at 843-903-7800 or visit him at 3888 Renee Drive in Myrtle Beach. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Looking to start a new career? Train to work in Myrtle Beach. Classes starting soon. Free to eligible participants. Short-term, 3 weeks or less in hospitality, culinary, electrical, plumbing, and more. At Horry Georgetown Technical College, there's more. Continuing education at 843-477-2020. Horry Georgetown Technical College, where there's more. Enjoy soul food the way your mama made it. You'll be surrounded by some of the best food in Horry County and affordable prices. Blue plate specials, senior plates, and more. Daily specials at Big Mike's Soul Food. Big Mike's Soul Food is located at 504 16th Avenue in Myrtle Beach. You can call your order in at 843-712-2048 or visit BigMikeSoulFood.net to find out about the latest specials. Big Mike's Soul Food. Soul food, the way your mama made it. Treating conditions from A to Z. Schedule an appointment today. Ask about acceptable insurance coverage at Waccamaw Primary Care, 660 Singleton Ridge Road, Conway, South Carolina. Dr. Winston D. McIver Jr., a trusted and reputable source in Horry County and beyond, has all you need for family practice and sports medicine. Call 843-234-4362 to schedule your appointment today. Waccamaw Primary Care, 660 Singleton Ridge Road, Suite A, Conway, South Carolina, 843-234-4362.
Family owned and operated since 2001, a veteran owned company. We're your #1 property cleaning company serving Horry County and surrounding areas. Superior Window Cleaning has all that you need for residential and commercial property cleaning. Mention WCM Live and receive free window cleaning with power washing for up to 15 windows or free power washing for up to 200 square feet. Flat work only with any window cleaning job. Call 843-889-7255. That's 843-889-7255. All right, Brother Edward, we're back.
Yeah. I mentioned, I did mention about the regret of Dr. Hodges on dental. However, in our Black History moment today, we're going to recoup some of that. We're going to give you a good synopsis or a good historical background on the. I don't want to break the surprise, so I'll wait until she gets up here. So
yeah,
until she gets up here. Okay, so we'll. She's coming on very soon. Okay.
Yep. So tell us what the Bucksport community has been up to. Kevin Mishu and his team.
Brother Kevin, I think he's a gem out there in Bucksport. Okay. GEM. Okay. And he's been doing a fantastic job. He's head of the Association for the Betterment of Bucksport, and he and a number of important individuals there. I don't know their names, but kudos to them. I for them to take on the task. They want to know about their history, so they endeavored to find their history, find their lost ancestors, and lo and behold, they did a fantastic job. They've been quite lucky and rightfully so, because they've been hard working at it. So on August the 3rd, on Monday, August the 3rd, no, not on Monday, but on Saturday, August 22nd was when we were all out there, and we were invited. The magazine were invited to come and observe in the requested cleanup of the graveyard that they had found, and it's called the Eddy Lake Cemetery in Bucksport. Amazing history. In fact, they just this past Saturday they unveiled a historic sign for it at the Fraser Center, because in lieu of going out there to the graveyard because of the rain. I mean, that was just a condition there. So also on Saturday, August 22nd, Kevin Mishu and Miss Mary Owens, who I tell you, she's got some history. Well, of course, we know about it. She was on our program somewhat 3 or 4 weeks ago, I guess. And she was out there along with a lot of other very, important, people. I call them all important when to get that effort to go out there and with their shovels, their rakes, okay, grass clippers and everything, just to clean off the graveyard. And believe it or not, they the members of the Sons of the Confederate Soldiers. If you take a peek at the photo, you will see, if you go to the website and you see it, Sons of the Confederate Soldiers reached out to Brother Kevin Mishu and offered to help him in the cleanup. And they showed up. And did some repairing to the stones, as some of the photos you'll see on there, the headstones, and made a major contribution. Okay, they were glad to do that. So kudos to them. So while we were there, 3 more graves were discovered with damaged headstones.
Wow.
Yeah, three more graves were discovered. So no telling what they've discovered since the last time we were there, the magazine, and started at 7 o'clock in the morning to clean up. There's a lot of, a number of people, showed up there, and It was just something else. So kudos to Brother Kevin, miss you, and Ms. Mary Owens, Mr. Grant, miss you, and Mr. Frankie Weaver, who we had them all on our program here a few weeks back. And we just want to congratulate them on their achievement and their continuing efforts. They're not finished yet. The words from them was that they think they have a long way to go to clean up.
Mm-hmm.
That's a few graves that they uncovered. But it's going to be something. This past Saturday, a committee got together, and I think the ultimate goal is to have a typical historical marker at the site, and but they started off with an unveiling of something that would take place with that in the meantime, and that happened this past Saturday. So kudos to Kevin's mom. Okay, Miss Minshew, and she got out there. His wife, his children,
Mm-hmm.
got out there, and among all of us, I did some photography, but and I did some cleanup. I got to admit. So it was great. Came out well, and I invite all of you to go out there to the Eddie Lake Cemetery. I can't give you clarity on the directions in terms of what road to follow and all that, but it's so simple to get there. Bucksford is one road, you go all the way down at the end. So, but you'll see signs. Okay. So again, we congratulate them on this endeavor.
All right. Well, yeah, they're doing a lot, and it's an amazing part of Bucksport history. It's an amazing part of South Carolina history. You know, to them to discover all of those the graves, and to be able to trace them and figure out who's who, if as much as possible. And so yeah, they putting forth a lot of energy and a lot of effort to make that happen. So quite an undertaking there. Now, and I know you mentioned, just to kind of segue a little bit, you mentioned Sister Joella having a Black History moment. So, why don't we take a little 30-second pause and have her do her Black History moment, and then we'll get into our last couple of articles that we wanted to feature for this particular show.
Absolutely.
Now, this is how you troubleshoot everybody. Like I always say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So
that's right.
Sometimes we have to bob and weave and figure out how to make it happen.
That's probably a Sugar Hill talk.
Yeah, it is. All right. So, so we'll be right back with the beautiful Sister Joella with her Black History moment. So just sit tight, stay put. We'll be right back. Hi, Sister Joella. How are you?
Oh, how are you, my beloved sister?
I'm great tonight. Yeah.
Oh, you look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, thank God.
The black and white memo.
We thank you, ma'am. We are able to give our viewers and all the information that you and Brother Edward are doing, and also to our other contributors, Mrs. Marjorie McIver, Sister Jen Oz, Sister Marjorie, all of them who come on or send articles in. And we're just so appreciative, because we want our young people especially to realize the importance of studying history. And the last part you talked about, or you and Brother Edward talked about, with the cemetery cleanup, everyone knows the importance of that. And it's to honor our deceased relatives, and to let them know, or to let the community know, that even though we have lost them, but we haven't forgotten about them. And that's why I think a lot of people or organizations like the Confederate, what is that called?
Sons of the Confederates.
Sons of the Confederates would want to preserve history. And this is why we should be getting into doing that as well. So I just wanted to say, give a few information about what's taking place with us in our study for history, and to let you know that we are standing again on the shoulders of great ones. And I thought that Dr. Hodges would be on tonight, but in the event, I know he has to work, with his patients, and that's the dedication, along with all of our health care providers during this time. So I would like to just start off with giving you some information about dentists that paved the way for us, particularly our Black dentists. And one of the pictures that I'm going to show you is a picture of the first Black dentist that graduated from Harvard Medical School. Where is the picture? Okay. His name was Robert Tanner Freeman. He was born in 1846 and he passed away in 1873. His parents were enslaved parents, and he was born in Washington, D.C., but he wanted to study and he wanted to learn, and that was the importance of him attending as an apprentice, working with a white dentist to learn more about helping his community. And as a result of that, he wanted to apply to different dental schools, but unfortunately, they rejected him. So with the help of the white dentist that was working with him, Dr. Noble, he told him to apply to Harvard Medical School. And at first he was rejected there. But then Dr. Noble told him to reapply. And as a result of that, he opened the way for all of our people to attend Harvard if they desired to do so. And he, along with another dentist that I'm going to talk about because he is the main focus of tonight's moment in Black history, attended and graduated with honors. So I will get more, and when Dr. Hodges becomes available, into talking about what Dr. Robert Tanner Freeman did for the community. So we're going to go to the person that I would like to share with you today, and that is Dr. Can you see it? Okay. Dr. George Franklin Grant. He was born in 1846 and he passed in 1910. He, along with Dr. Tanner, attended Harvard Dental School, except Dr. Grant was a genius in terms of what he did. He attended and he worked at Harvard, got his degree, and became one of the faculty members at Harvard Medical School at that time, dental. And he did so well that he began to study what the palates of the patients that he worked with. And he started from teeth to teeth. Now that's very interesting because, as I said before, he not only worked in the dentistry department, dental school, but he also had a recreation side where he wanted to play golf. Well, Dr. Franklin Grant came up with something to help people who had cleft palates. And would you put the cleft palate picture up there for me, please? Mm-hmm. Right here. Mm-hmm. Now, cleft palate is a condition that is a birth defect. And you don't hear too much about that today, but I wanted to share with you what takes place when the palate, especially a birth defect in children, in which the roof of the mouth, the palate, does not develop normally during pregnancy, leaving an opening, which is the cleft that you see right there, that opening. The palate has two parts that can be affected by a cleft. The hard palate, which you can feel at the front of your mouth, just take your tongue and go over that. And the other part, which is the soft palate, which is located in the back. The soft palate is in the back towards the throat. Sometimes the cleft is just in the soft palate, and other times it may extend into the hard palate and even into the nasal cavity. A cleft is corrected with one or more surgeries. Now, during the time of Dr. Grant, it was very difficult to do that. So he came up with an idea to close that part of the palate because he knew that it was very hard for people with that condition to be able to eat or speak. So he became very famous nationally and internationally in terms of helping to close that gap. Today, it is probably more sophisticated in terms of working with children who are born with a cleft palate. But again, Dr. Franklin Grant helped to pioneer that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to share with you is about the T, the golf tee. Okay. In December 1899, Dr. Grant received a U.S. patent number 638920, the world's first patent for a golf tee. Now, this enabled the golfers to hit the ball without having to mount the dirt in terms of how fast the ball would have to travel. Unfortunately, he was not a businessman. So people would come and he would give his golf tee as a gift to them. His daughter reportedly that she remembered playing with some of them. But after almost 100 years, he was recognized for inventing the golf tee. And today we look at all of the famous golfers and just people playing in general using this golf tee. So again, I'm saying to our young children to think about what you want to do. Think about creating something or inventing something, because it's always good to study history to find out whose shoulders that we are standing on. Thank you again, and we will continue to give you more history, a moment in history. Thank you again.
Do you need to complete your diploma or get your GED? Stop putting your future on hold. Contact the Horry County Adult Education Centers today. With 2 offices in Conway and Myrtle Beach, you'll be well on your way to a new career. The Conway Education Center is at 843-488-6200, or the Myrtle Beach Family Learning Center is at 843-839-5400. You can also visit the website at hcae.horrycountyschools.net. Heating unit not working? Need answers right away? Call Quick Services Heating and Air Conditioning for comfort in a hurry. Quick Services Heating and Air LLC is the right choice for you. Call Kenya and Nina Keith at 843-488-1492. Residential or commercial financing available. You can also visit their website at www.quickserviceshvac.com. That's KWIKServicesHVAC.com. Quick Services Heating and Air LLC, the right choice for you. Serving Horry County for over 79 years, Palmetto Chevrolet in downtown Conway has just what you need to find new roads. Come through and browse, make your selection, and find new roads right away. Palmetto Chevrolet, 1122 4th Avenue, downtown Conway. You can also visit palmettochevrolet.com or call the service center at 843-248-4283. Palmetto Chevrolet, find new roads. Matthew and Beatrice Rue left a rich legacy of funeral home services in the capable hands of Atu and Tammy Williams. Ocean View Funeral Homes and Cremation Services with 2 chapels serving the Horry County area. They offer full-service funeral and cremation services with no hidden fees. Call for details. The Conway Chapel is 843-248-5376. The Myrtle Beach Chapel is 843-916-8929. They offer affordable, professional, and caring full-service packages. Ocean View Funeral Homes and Cremation Services.
We're back. We're back. We're back. Live. So, wait, April, can you hear me? Well, I can't hear you. So.
How about now?
Okay, that's good now.
All right.
Good now. Miss, I want to respond to one of our commenters, Miss Priscilla Fuller. Hopefully she's a new subscriber, and hopefully she's enjoying the magazine. So kudos. I hope you get the most out of it, and hope we can continue to bring some good news to you and good articles. Okay. So, and thanks for sending the comments today. So you have a question.
She also has a question. She has a question. She says, what do you see as your vision for WCM Live in the future?
Miss April Garner. My sister, April Garner. I see us growing. We have some, we have discussions, April and I have discussions sometimes about what some of the things that we can do to really stand out and broaden things out and find out, how we can better serve the community. That's the best way I can address that. What you as the vision for our future for the Whittemore Community Magazine Live. Hopefully, we could kind of give a step up, because I personally have some videos, some historical videos that I'd like to kind of inject in there, and I'm sure. To answer your question, Ms. Fuller, that I think you will enjoy these videos. These are some people. These are classic, okay? And lo and behold, a lot of people have been asking about them, but we just have to find ways to kind of incorporate them into our program in such a way that it doesn't deviate from what the topics are, okay? We'll have to probably just dedicate an entire episode for that, okay? So that's part of our vision. For the live broadcast. Can you add anything to that, April?
No, not at all. You've talked about that a lot, and so like you said, maybe just creating a, we don't have to wait until we have a topic that we can incorporate that into. Just go ahead and create a walk down memory lane type show or whatever, and show some like pictures and videos that you have. Make it fun.
Because kind of like throw it in as a bonus at the end of a program sometime. Maybe say we want to leave you with this or something like that. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes of some very historical footage. And Ms. Fuller, you just might see some of your parents in there. Your grandparents, for that matter. That's been videotaped. So just hang in there. We're we got some things for the future for you.
All right. So I'm gonna pull up the next article that we wanted to share, just to kind of spotlight one of the articles that you published in the magazine this month, and it's really appropriate to showcase this particular article, considering the information that Sister Joella just gave us.
Yeah. It's Howard University. Okay. Dr. Mack and I had a good conversation about that here the other day, and in addition to, when I can see the title, it says Howard University to receive $32.8 million, the Bloomberg donation to support Black doctors. When I saw that, I mean, that caught my eye. Okay, mm-hmm. About shortage of our physicians and nurses and stuff like that, even though it was printed in there about in conversation that Doc and I, Dr. McGavin and I had, he wanted to focus on his alma mater, which was Morehouse. Morehouse got a bit of that money too, and they got just about the same thing. Okay, mm-hmm. But that was just, I was so elated over that because, we definitely need that. In fact, what Doc pointed out, a fourth institution, a medical institution that I may have heard of it something long time ago, but it wasn't on my radar. And it was Charles Drew School of Medicine in LA. Have you heard of that, April?
No.
See?
Charles Drew School of Medicine.
Right, in April. That's one of it's an HBCU for medical school.
And where's it located?
In LA.
Okay.
So a doc just chimed in and said 4 African American medical schools got some: Morehouse, Meharry, Howard, and UCLA Drew. He calls it UCLA/Drew. Of course, Drew is from Dr. Drew, who invented the plasma. When I saw this article, I said, man, our young people need to see this and let them know that it's not out of reach if they ever want to aspire to be a doctor. It's not out of reach financially. There's help out there. Okay, we just have to help them to get it. Okay, mm-hmm. And sometimes they have to help themselves. But information is a powerful thing. And sometimes it's unintentionally kept from getting to appropriate people. For lack of a better word, I'll say unintentionally. I'm being soft at that. But a lot of times it's intentional to make sure that, we keep a number of doctors below the radar, mm-hmm. a potential doctor below the radar. So, but anyway, that photo is of Howard University. And we had the privilege of doing our 100 Black Men, one of our 100 Black an excursion by taking some of the mentees, mm-hmm. Mentees to Washington, D.C. And Howard University was one of the universities that we stopped by. They got a good, and they were really surprised even about Howard University. So it tells you how powerful the information is, that if as a youth you've never left the county and you don't know what it's like, what another institution is like. I think we're not just doing a disservice to our youth, but we're really stifling them. That's all I can say about that. But we visited Howard University and also another historic place, which was Florida Avenue Grill. But we don't talk about that yet. But anyway, the intent of the Bloomberg's donation was to increase the number of Black doctors in America, and this is from the Bloomberg, and ultimately reduce racial disparities in health and wealth. Bloomberg made a donation after reviewing data that suggests Black doctors help provide more positive outcome for Black patients
Hmm.
and more likely to work in communities that have been ignored, according to the New York Times Deal Book newsletter. So these are statistics that they uncovered or did and found out that was the reason for the need for more Black doctors. And the role that I think the magazine and the live WCM live show should begin to propagate or continue to propagate is that there's a shortage and we need to do something about it. Okay, start something, you know. So it goes on to say that, quote unquote, by increasing the number of Black doctors, the gift will help you save more Black lives. So this stems from Black Lives Matter, I presume, and reduce the health problems that limit economic opportunity in Black communities. Howard
Well,
University School of Medicine will determine the eligibility of students for the scholarships. Students currently in years 2, 3, and 4 medical school can receive retroactive scholarships to reduce debt, according to the release of the information.
well,
So,
I think that's great as far as that gift and the intent behind the gift. And I think also one of the outcomes that they that I hope would perpetuate itself with this particular type of gift and initiative is the not only the creation of or the cultivation of more Black doctors, but Black doctors who will go back into their communities and serve their communities, much like Dr. McIver. And as you were talking, and again, I had never heard of the Charles Drew University or Medical School, and I pulled up this little factoid that particular school, which is in Willowbrook, California, was founded in 1966 in response to inadequate medical access within the Watts region
right,
of LA. So that says a lot that, this school was founded to actually address a very critical need. And just imagine if, especially with all of the challenges that we have with access to medicine, access to healthcare, access to appropriate medical facilities. As we found with COVID-19, that there are counties in South Carolina that don't even have hospitals. This type of thing could be the catalyst for Black doctors or even Black doctors pulling together to create a system where they can provide some health care in underrepresented and underserved areas. So, it's great that there's a gift of that size that helps to create Black doctors, and hopefully those doctors will want to go back to communities, or if not their own communities, to other communities that typically won't have the kind of access to physicians or medical personnel, period, but also that look like them. So
right. It's another information from Doc. Man, this is something else. He's saying that it is believed to be 13 African American medical schools that were closed as a result of the Flexnor report. I have to look that up. I don't know what it is, but he said that he can discuss this later. But that was a sad note in history. Okay, that's all I can say about that.
mm-hmm.
Sad note in history. I can opinionize and then say why.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sad note in history. But anyway.
But yeah, so and that's great. And right on the, I guess on the hem of what we were just talking about, as far as the fact that Howard will be receiving this $32.8 million for scholarships for current college students. We definitely want to acknowledge some of the scholarship efforts that take place locally. And this kind of brings us to the end of what we want to highlight from the magazine this month. And again, if you're interested in reading the articles in full, you can go to wcmagazine.net to actually access an electronic copy of the magazine. The electronic copy is also available by subscription. But then if you want a print copy, once we return to full print, you can also get a print copy. But one of the things that happens annually is the Whittemore High School Alumni Association Scholarship. And there were in the magazine, you featured the 2020 scholarship recipients. And so, you never know within this group. And I've got, I think, 2 slides to show our recipients. And again, this is not the Whittemore Community Magazine's effort. This is the Whittemore High School Alumni Association effort. So I want to make that distinction. But, within this group of young individuals, you never know. We may have our next doctors and medical professionals, that will do just that. So, so let's see, Brother Edward,
these individuals have gotten $1,000 scholarships, by the way.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, $1,000 apiece, $1,000 a piece.
That's awesome.
Kudos to I guess Ms. Geraldine Gagem and the staff, Ms. LaRue Galloway. Okay, and a few others I just can't name off the top of my head right now, but those are 2 principal people that I know. Their treasurer, Mr. Caleb Brown. Okay. All right. So
Well, who we have featured here? We have Andy Jordan. He's a graduate of Conway High School and he's attending Limestone. Alicia McLeod, she's a graduate of Conway High School and she's attending USC Upstate Spartanburg. There's Christian Newman. He's a graduate of the Academy for Arts, Science, and Technology, and he's attending Furman. Shakira Ford is a graduate of Woodmont High School and will attend Greenville Technical College. We have Kareem Spain, who is a graduate of Blythewood High School and will attend Coastal Carolina University. And one of my favorites, Javari Phillips, he's a graduate of Conway High School, attending Coker University. So, very talented young people. And I think one important thing to note is that the recipients typically have a connection to a Whittemore alumni, which is even more special because that's a legacy piece right there. It's a legacy.
So unfortunately, April, we couldn't. There are actually 10 of them. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a second slide. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a second slide. So we have Kanaya Wallace. She is an early college graduate and will be attending Coastal Carolina. Probably already is attending Coastal. Marquise Carter, he's an early college graduate as well and attending Clemson University. Terrell Hemingway is a Conway High School graduate and is attending the University of South Carolina Go Cox. That's my alma mater. And then Jayla DeWitt, who is a Conway High School graduate and attending USC Upstate in Spartanburg. So there's also some more information about the Whittemore Alumni Scholarships. There's the Educational Foundation Scholarship for those who are going into the field of teaching or continuing their educational pursuit. It's awarded in memory of Mrs. Atrulia P. Dozier, Mrs. Marie Floyd, Mr. Willard Dowling, and Mrs. Cynthia Brockington. There's also the Whittemore Alumni Booster, which is awarded by the Daniels family in memory of Miss Katie Floyd Daniels, who was a staunch and keen supporter of the Alumni Association, a team organizer in the association and the community. And then there's the Dennis Bryan Latimer Memorial Scholarship. He was a Whittemore High School graduate and is given in honor of the late retired U.S. Army Colonel Dennis Latimer, given by his brothers Thomas, Gregory, and Frank.
Dennis was our health editor before you passed. April, I would be remiss if that didn't clarify or admit some of our correction that needs to be there, and that is there was the Emmanuel 9 scholarships. Okay, that was also a part of it, but it was inadvertently left off.
Okay,
I don't know how, but Emmanuel 9 scholarships under the direction of Miss McIver. And it's named that because of the tragic loss of her sister, who were a part of the Emmanuel 9, and that went to Brother Javari Phillips up there.
Oh, awesome! Okay.
He was the recipient of that. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that we want to focus on that.
Okay. All right. Well, Brother Edward, we have shared some highlights from the magazine and given everybody a glimpse of the work that you do every month to pull together that publication. And again, we just encourage everyone to support the Whittemore Community Magazine. And if you, want to support in terms of donations for the magazine or even advertising in the magazine, you can go to wcmagazine.net and get all of that information. You can message us from the website, and Brother Edward will respond and get you what you need as far as information. We'll do whatever we can. Also, when you go to the website, you'll see advertisements from all of our supporters, and you can click on their advertisements to go to their websites or their Facebook pages or whatever we've linked their advertisements to, so that you can support them as well. So there again, it's a community thing for us and by us, and do a good job, Brother Edward, every single month to pull together all of this information, take all those pictures, and just compile all that information.
Okay, and April, we mentioned the cover as historical role of Black nurses in Horry County. Mm-hmm. If you go to our website, that's the fold out. Okay, it's, pages 14 and 15 of the website, and it has all that information of the three wonderful dear people that you see on the cover sheet there.
Yeah, 4 on the cover. You got right. 4 of them on there.
Nurse Sarah S. Graham, all registered nurses. Nurse Ida Mae Hughes, mm-hmm. Nurse George M. Lance, and Nurse Annie L. Hickman. Her husband was the cab driver of Conway.
Oh, okay.
Ms. Hickman. And according to Ms. Hickman, just let me give it I could read a little search from all of them, but in the interest of time, we'll let you go to the website. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's all there. Okay, wcmagazine.net.
All right. Again, thank you all for being patient with us. And again, we are very sorry that Dr. Taurean Hodges of Inlet Premier Implant and Cosmetic Dentistry could not be here with us tonight. He had a medical emergency with a patient that he was still working on at the time of our broadcast, but we will reschedule him and have him come back and talk about safety in the dental offices, so that you could be comfortable with making your appointments and being able to stay on track with your dental, with your dental care. So we'll have him back at a later date. And again, just thank you all for tuning in tonight.
So we'll see you next week, same time, 7 p.m. Mm-hmm. with another guest for you, okay? Right. We'll let you know by midweek or at the end of the week who our guest is, okay?
All right. Well, take care. God bless.
God bless.